Outstanding.
Welcome again to another tutorial video. It's your boy Eldorado and thing. Today we want to focus on reverb and thing. But before that, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification button. You can join our WhatsApp group too. You know, it's a small community for people who are really interested in things like these and thing. Yeah man. So other than that, I know say I don't really punctual with the video more while and thing, but we try to make it as informative as possible when doing these type of videos. So anyways, we have to focus on reverb. Alright, basically reverb are one of the effect there you can easily overuse and thing. You can use reverb to add space to a mix, push back certain element in a mix. It can also help to enhance the width of the mix and how smooth the mix can really translate and thing. It helps with a lot of things because most of these sounds are recorded in isolation, so them go sound weird dead and some sounds may sound digital. So by adding some reverb to it, you know, you can give it some space and a little bit of realness, because reverberation is something that we hear every single day, you know, every day of our lives, and we are a child growing up, but we haven't noticed, because even the very own bathroom that you're going to, there's a lot of reverberation inside of it and thing, rooms, etc. and things. So to the video, so use one stock plugin. First make this track and go through the parameters of the actual parameters of this plugin. Dock to the
Have you ever needed some unique drum samples for your dancehall productions? Or maybe want to have some 90s style sounding drums for your modern productions? Eldorado Dancehall Hits Kits Volume Number 2 have the right stuff for you. Carefully designed, picked and shaped for all your drum grooves. Plus enhanced right to fit in your rhythm productions. You can order yours today at eldoradoproductions.tk.
So, alright, we go through one where people more familiar with. Well. Alright, so more people are familiar with this reverb one thing. For this particular reverb, I've went through the manual and thing to really, you know, get a more understanding what type of reverb is this, and this, as far as we see, is a room reverb and thing. So without further ado, we could go through some of the parameters of this, the most important parameters that we see in all different reverb. First, mostly you might see high cut, low cut. You know, high cut you can filter off the highs to make the reverb sound a little bit darker or duller. The lows, filter off the lows, you know, to make it, you know, not so muddy or boxy, you know, and make it get a little bit brighter. Or the sunset, you know, reverb cut, you know, cut it like the sunset. Anyways, we're gonna set up this. So we'll cut off about 8,000 kilohertz and about, say, 500, around 500 hertz and thing, you know. So it give it a shape. Use a EQ, make you see it. So it depends on the reverb curve. You know, you don't give it a turn off all these other things. So say we cut it around 500 on this particular reverb, and this about 8,000. That is what it's going to look like. Depends on the reverb curve here. More likely it's like this, or if you cut it sharp like that, it gonna look like something like that. But possibly it's more like that, you know, and things. So that particular set, that's how the reverb really look and things. So going through the rest of the parameters, you might buck up on a wet dry knob, using it on a send return auxiliary or bus. Like what I'm doing now, I need to turn down the dry signal and turn up the wet signal, because I use it via the bus and thing. So the pre-delay settings now is actually to set the reverb. Alright, I'm putting it on a different way. Pre-delay basically offset the reverb sound in milliseconds of when the actual reverb starts. So the actual sound can start before the reverb even make it first effect sound like. So you go offset it about 26 milliseconds. You can see the values in the top left corner up here, the values, so you can really see what you're doing and things. So as me say, the pre-delay or delay settings, they kind of offset the reverb from when the actual sound reach the reverb. It delay the reverb sound about 26 milliseconds before it actually give it the reverb sound. So the raw sound go through before the reverb even take set on it. So the size is like we give the room size, or the size reverb you really want, because as far as we get to understand, this is a room reverb and things. So we go work with about 30, so 40. Yeah, about 40. The room size for about 40 and things. So alright, as according to the manual, it says for realistic effect, the room size should be adjusted accordingly to the decay time. So the decay time is the time overall where the reverb take to die down. It can take a second, it can take a 2 seconds and things. So the decay time is here. So we want a really short reverb, so we go 1.2 seconds accordingly. So alright, basically short reverb sound better with short reverb time, and large reverb, like bigger the room size, the longer the decay time must be, so it sound really nice and thing. But it just depends on the type of effect you're going for, and how much you really, how fast you really want, or how long you really want the reverb to decay or to die down and thing. So the diffusion now is like reflection, the bounce off a wall. How if you have a low diffusion settings, it make it sound more distinct and thing, and higher the diffusion settings, it make it more dense, or the reflection so close, it kind of make it more constant, you know. So we go turn on the reverb, the decay diffusion. I mean, to about, we'll work with 50. Let's see it. So work with around 50 and things. So we don't really want it so constant and thing. So as we say, it depends on how much you really want the reverb to create reflection, or how constant you want it create reflection. So now which what we do this now? Yeah, the modulation. The modulation, you know typically see it on a reverb, but you book up on it and things. So the modulation, you know, it modulate the reverb time or break up it, make it a little bit more ringy, you know. Alright, so the higher the value, you know, gonna really sound smooth, but the lower the value, you know, it help for smooth or make the reverb a little bit more smoother and things. So if you set it at the extreme settings like this or up here, you know, you're gonna make it sound detune away. So you really want low modulation and the reverb, you know, if it kind of help smooth out it and thing. So typically you will see this control and you really know why for and thing, but you know, you will see it on some reverb, you will not see it on some reverb. Some reverb don't really give you much option like this one, but you know, I'm just to tell you what the basics control do. So you know, lower values and modulations, it helps to make the reverb more smooth and thing, but the higher the value, the reverb goes sound a little bit detuned in a way. So but in a second we'll get back to the diffusion of the reverb and thing, if you like it or not for this particular track and thing. And the speed of the as you can see, there's a oh, this can widen. There's a little, you know, a line showing that this speed and the modulator and work in conjunction with one another. But what I do, this the speed of this sine wave, you know, help modulation, modulate, help modulate the reverb time. I think if you get what me I say. So the speed really tell you how fast the modulation really work and thing, in order for, you know, get a more smoother and more a better modulation effect. Now now the bass part, now you set a mood for the virtual room, you know, it can help to make it more warm or the reverb more bass responsive. But being as we cut off most of the lows, I don't think we're gonna need that for this particular reverb and thing, for this reverb settings. And the crossover knob now, it tell where the bass frequency should, you know, cross over or point below bass frequency where, you know, you can boost the bass and things. So being as we filter most of the bass out of the before it hit the actual reverb, you know, I don't think these settings really relevant, but you can really play with it if you get a sense of really how you really want to shape the reverb and thing. So the decay time on the reverb, you know, it tells reverb the time when you really if you decay the signal to minus 60 decibels, you know. So the decay time now, pre-delay, as we say, 26, the decay time, you know, you can steer where it is. I think whenever I remember something change it. And the one thing the where is it we see? The dump. Alright. The damping control on a reverb, you know, it helps to dampen the high frequencies decay time. You see, damp the high frequency, so you know become muffled and thing. But it helps if it can help if you get muffled, yes, and it can help if you get warmer. So you really have to really experiment with the dampening settings. As you can see, it's high dampening, so you don't really want it so low, but you really need the high, which are the high frequency them. So you know it helps to keep it dark and thing. So remember, so we filter up to low pass filter around 8,000 hertz. So we don't set the dampening settings around 7,000 or so. You know, if you help damp the high frequency a little bit, so it would look something. Use a shelf. So no, that's a lower shelf. So it would have looked something like this, you know, and thing. It would have give it a weird like a shape, you know, if you use the dampening settings and thing. So basically that would be practically the whole settings on a reverb. But the early reflection level set, you know, healthy. Why my mic can behave like this? It helps to set the level of the first reflection in the reverb. So reflection mean, you know, say it you go up like you hit a wall and come back. So it really set when the as you can see the values are in percentage. So about 40% of the first reflection level go reflect back to you. You see, so on a whole 100%, so there's 40% of the first reflection level I go come back and things. So last but not least, the stereo separation knob, and according to the manual, or what me know, you know, it helps to separate wet and dry signal and thing, you know. So if for instance the reverb is 100% wet, bypass the reverb that I would have this, you know, the effect wouldn't really that much on it and thing. So but if I do it right now, you know, the type full reverb effect. But you know, for this demonstration you'll leave it about up to 3 o'clock and things. So first and foremost I could try with the snare on it and things. So so as you can see, as we turn on the modulation effect, you get a detuned sound. Turn up decay time, you can see. We'll turn it back down to about second and something. Even too long. Yeah, so you make the reverb a little bit darker, so me I tell you, kind of help cut off the high frequency, like a shelf with EQ, like of the high frequency. So the decay pre-delay, you know, is 20 something 31 milliseconds after the actual sounds reach delay. The pre-reverb before the actual reverb will give off its first reflection. So we're gonna give this reverb a little space. We go give it a bigger size. As you can hear the reverb. Give the hi-hat some too much. Bypass, with, bypass, with. So give it a bit more space and thing. Yeah. So bypass it now, with. So I give it a little bit more space. So give this some reverb. I hear it sound a bit more wider and thing. Try something else. Too much. Not really like that. Too much. Yeah, so it really sounds nice to give it a little bit more space. You know, make it sound so dry, you know, like dry and in your face and thing. Alright, so you kind of push back the sound in the speaker, but you give it a little bit more width and the length you know, the sound and thing. So adding reverb to instrument, you have to think about it from 2D from 2D to 3D. So you have to think about it the left and right, the depth of the sound and the width, height and thing. So you have to think about it 3 dimension, or really far it gone left and right, or really gone a depth in it, like how much far back it gone in the speaker and thing, and the width, or really wide you really want it to be and thing. So you really have to think about it 3-dimensional. Sound already have delay on it, So I don't think we go add no reverb to it. It's a bass. Alright, we don't want the piano so dry. So it kind of helps smooth out the transient and, you know, make the piano sound so dry. It sound realistic, like you're in the actual room. They, you know, play the piano and things. So it make it sound a bit more realistic. Sorry. Help it smooth out the transient and thing. So, you know, it really sound really nice. You know. So if you overly use reverb, it can make your sound muffled. It can make your sound muddy. It can make your sound way back in the speaker. It can make your whole mix drown in a reverb that, you know, sound good overall and things. So you really have to be careful or be mindful the amount of reverb you apply in the track, and using different reverb in a track kind of give different space, unless, you know, you are going for a certain effect. But you have to be mindful of the overall reverb effect you are using in the track and thing, because when I am mixing in Pro Tools, you know, I take a different approach in using reverb from when me mix a beat in FL Studio. So I mix different in FL Studio from how I would normally mix in Pro Tools. Cause in Pro Tools, you know, I have more options in Pro Tools, and it depends what the listener is really or the producer or the artist really want from them track and thing. Really have to do it like that. But mixing a beat on my own now, you know, there are things I will not do, and there are things that I will do, you know. Like a beat like this, you know, I'll put it up online, me go mix it regular and think me try if you not do no effect, because whenever I sell the beat and track them out, the effects not going to be on it. You know, me go turn off, me go, as you say, me go render out the original mix and thing, but sending the stems now, me would have to turn off the effects. So mixing for put the beat online and thing, me try my best not really alter it that much. So whenever I send the stems them, you know, the stems are not, because the stems are not going to print it with the effect, because we go unity gain it and track it out. So I'm going to turn off the effects them. So probably a certain effect I probably might do for myself. I'm probably not going to do it for a beat and I'm going to sell it online, because I really want it to complicate it for people who really buy the beat or stuff like that and things. So thanks for tuning in again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. If this video was helpful to you, like it. If not, you know what to do and think. It's your boy El Dorado. Until our next video again, we go focus on a different plugin where you would normally use in mixing a beat or a song and thing. So without further ado, peace out. Catch you next time.